even the Air Cadets, the men who soon will be the Air Corvettes. Today we iron out our flaws and our kinks in the crazy old ink, but tomorrow we fly, we'll be rolling the sky, we spend the future age, a flying navigator or a bombardier. When we get wings in the air, we'll be the kings of the air, the nation cheer, the world revere, the men who once were the Air Cadets. The future is a flying navigator or a bombardier. When we get wings in the air, we'll be the kings of the air, the nation cheer, the world revere, the men who once were the Air Cadets.
Transmission for Washington. Use code 20. Urgent. Collins, Roberts, McKay, Parker, 4 boys wanted for the Black Hangman murders, now my prisoners. Also Professor Mason and his daughter Andre. Arthur Galt, alive. Galt insists that Masons and boys plan to send Al Caban to Germany. Captain Carson, only reliable witness, seriously wounded, too weak to make statement. That's all.
Colonel Lee's compliments, sir. Captain Carson will live.
That's the best news I've heard in a long time. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
How are they?
Well, they're out of danger if they don't suffer any more from shock.
Wonderful. I hope Galt is under guard like we are.
Well, he wouldn't dare try anything here.
Wouldn't he? What chance would he have to make his story stick if Captain Carson recovers and tells the truth? I'm all right. See about your father and Captain Carson.
The concussion was pretty bad, Doctor, but I'm all right. Better see about Captain Carson.
Andre. How is Captain Carson?
Well, he's still breathing, but he hasn't moved since the explosion.
The concussion was bad enough for us, let alone him.
What do you think happened?
I'm positive I know what happened. A grenade was thrown through that window. Lucky for us, it went out the door and exploded outside.
A grenade?
Yes, and Galt threw it.
Galt? But how could he, Daddy?
It was an attempt to murder Captain Carson. If he doesn't live to tell what he knows, Galt will go free and we'll be held as his murderers.
They don't have to question us. We know who tried to murder our friends.
Look what the bomb blew in.
Your friends, Collins, and the Masons are safe. But Captain Carson, the shot.
Carson, the explosion killed him?
As you hoped it would.
Colonel Lee, I'm fed up listening to these traitors. With Captain Carson dead, I realize it's my word against theirs. But at least I'm willing to give my word.
You're quite correct, sir. Mr. Gold has made a formal accusation. You've refused to do so. I must ask for it now.
Well, Gold was clever enough to protect his reputation in America, but we've been accused of murder. So you see, sir, our statement won't be accepted without Captain Carson to back it up.
I'm not depending on your word or Mr. Galt's. Captain Carson's been on this case ever since the murder of the men who are supposed to have been your friends.
So have we.
His report is complete right up to the very moment he left by plane for Ancaban.
I'm certainly glad to hear you say that. The story these boys will tell will be the exact reverse of mine. I claim they held me prisoner to frame me for their guilt. And they'll claim I imprisoned them and Mason and held Mason's daughter as a hostage to ensure his cooperation. Mason found helium in those caves when he was digging a test well for oil.
Helium? Great Scott. If Germany gets hold of that gas...
Exactly, sir. Welding magnesium with helium will greatly increase plane efficiency and production, to say nothing of making Zeppelins fireproof.
Yes, and now all you have to do is tell Colonel Lee that we four cadets and the Masons are trying to sell it to Germany while you're trying to save it for the United Nations.
We're not getting any place with this argument.
Colonel Lee, you've been fair with us, so we'll do what you say, providing Danny agrees.
Andre,
Yes?
we have to depend on ourselves now.
What can we do?
Wait outside till I get into my clothes.
Good night, Mr. Gold, and thank you for your cooperation.
Don't mention it. I'll do anything to help clear up this terrible situation. Anything. As a matter of fact, I have a suggestion to make.
Yes?
Why not let me take 2 men to Ancaban in the morning? Show them how to get there.
Andre, I'll be back as soon as I can
Well, where are you going?
to check up on Galt.
It would be insurance for you, Colonel. Then no matter what happened, you'd know how to get to Ancaban.
All right, Mr. Gold. You can take Captain Carson's plane. Lieutenants Neville and Tate and the pilot will accompany you.
Thank you, sir.
Not so. It's I who should thank you. Good night.
Oh, by the way, Colonel, with your permission, I'd like to call a friend of mine in town to make arrangements for quarters when I come back from Ancaban. May I?
Certainly. You just tell the operator I okayed the call.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night. That's fine, Mr. Drecker. Yes? Yes, I'll meet you there just the same.
Very well, Mr. Galt. And I'll bring your old friend Michaud.
That's right. Thanks. I got in touch with Lieutenants Neville and Tate, sir. They will report here for instructions as soon as they can.
I found this boy snooping around Mr. Galt's quarters, sir. That's right, sir. I'm trying to help you with the investigation. I just heard Galt telephoning to Dracker, one of the guards who was at Ancaban.
Intelligence will take care of the investigation, Collins. And since you're strong enough to prowl around at night, I think you'd be safest with the other boys in the guardhouse.
Hello, is this the Mason ward? Miss Mason?
Yes? Will you want Colonel Lee? No, he isn't here right now. He just left on some sort of an inspection.
Oh, thank you. How you doing?
Writing about what happened to us is like writing a book, but I'm about finished.
You look it.
I'm forced to let him get away with that crack.
W6 RP-10 calling reconnaissance, United Nations headquarters. W6 RP-10 calling reconnaissance, United Nations headquarters. Come in, please.
United Nations headquarters answering W6 RP-10.
Mr. Galt is now on way to caves with Lieutenants Neville and Tate. I'm staying here.
Now I know what Galt was talking about when I heard him phoning last night.
I'll report to Colonel Lee, that is all. Communications? Oh, yes, Colonel Lee. Yes, sir. But only just now, sir. They've just landed.
Let me speak to him. Colonel Lee, this is Danny Collins. You've got to listen to me. Galt is planning to trick your men so he can meet a Nazi agent bringing him money for the sale of Anchorban.
Follow that trail. It'll take you right to the entrance to the caves of Anchorban.
You said the helium was in the inner caves, didn't you?
That's what I heard Professor Mason say. He also said there was a pipeline leading from the caves to a filling station. It's on that landing field in a crater up there.
Sounds very interesting.
I'll go up this trail and investigate the filling station while you look over the cave.
Very good. We'll wait for you at the caves. How did you escape from having the United Nations pick you up, Michel?
Oh, Monsieur Dracker, I was a great success masquerade as a Frenchman here in this neighborhood for many years.
I hope you get away with this deal.
You will, Dracker. Hello, Michaud.
Hello, Mr. Galt.
Oh, so you are Mr. God, huh? I am Michaud. I have the money. Tell me how to get to Anchorban. Vite, monsieur, vite.
Cut out the phony French, Michaud. And then once you're in the caves, all you have to do is follow your nose.
I will do that after I report your statement. If everything is as you say it is, I will pay you the money. Calling Sahara headquarters. M7 calling Sahara headquarters. Come in, please.
Cancel deal. The United States has just invaded North Africa.
I don't believe it. The United States is not strong enough.
There's the cash, all right. American greenies like you ordered.
Yeah. You take it, Dracker. I gotta get back to the caves and show those two guards the mysteries of Anchorban and then fly back to that stuff-shirted colonel.
Sure, Galt, sure. But let's get out of Africa before the United States Army takes us over.
Good idea. Fastest way I know is this.
Medium bombers, Flight 6 ready, Colonel Lee. All other available planes warming up, sir. Boy, oh boy, how about that? Eisenhower in Morocco with an American army. Wouldn't I like to be with him? Wouldn't I like to be flying one of those bombers?
Coming through, sir.
General Eisenhower headquarters, answering United States reconnaissance.
U.S. reconnaissance standing by.
Send at once. All available planes able to hop this far without refueling.
Flight 6, medium bombers will take off at once. All other available planes warming up. Standing by. Take off from Morocco. Good hunting. Follow Flight 6 as soon as your planes are ready.
What a break. Carson dead, Andre and her dad held in the hospital, and here we are accused of being traitors and murderers.
Yes, and Colonel Lee out on the field now, meeting Galt, coming back from Anchorban like a hero.
Uh-oh. Here comes trouble.
After hearing Neville and Tate's report on the helium in Anchorban, I'm certainly glad I sent you with them.
I'm glad I was able to prove to you that my report on the whole affair is true.
You believe him. Is that it, Colonel Lee?
I believe the evidence.
Thank you. Now that the Black Hangman and Anchorban mysteries are cleared up, I'd like to get back to America.
You mean you're going to let him go?
Sorry, sir.
Too bad Captain Carson couldn't have lived to join Eisenhower. What a thrill that would have been for him. Carson, I thought you were dead.
Arthur Galt, I arrest you for the Black Hangman murders and as a traitor to the United States.
Your accusation is false.
Our investigation has proven it's true.
Colonel Lee, he's wearing the Black Hangman's trick coat.
The Black Hangman's outfit. Very clever, Galt. The officers I sent with you have reported that you're wearing money belts. The cash and price Germany paid for Anchorban.
You thought you could outwit Army intelligence. We have your records, Galt, from the day you were born of German parents. Now good American citizens who must hang their heads in shame. They made one mistake, however, having you educated in Germany, where you were taught the tactics of treachery. But you're worse than a traitor. You tried to double-cross both countries and laid the blame on these innocent boys, whose intelligence you underestimated. I gave Colonel Lee your records, and he, very cleverly, gave you enough rope to hang yourself.
You know, Captain Carson, those boys are going to make good soldiers.
They should. They certainly know how to fight.
Congratulations, Lieutenant McKay.
Thank you, sir. Too bad Major Elliott and George Bolton aren't here to see them get their wings.
Congratulations, Lieutenant Collins.
Thank you, sir. Look below. Africary Island.
Looks familiar, Danny. I wonder if those Nazis are still down there looking for us.
Not a chance. The United Nations mopped them up. Just like we're gonna blast them out of the country we're headed for.